Hello again. This is Alfredo from Blind Secrets, where I remind you that if a totally blind person can feel really, really valuable to their family and their employer, you could also feel very, very valuable to your employer and to your family. Do you know what is the value of your time? Today I'm going to talk about the importance of giving your time a value and how this can help us identify unexpected events and also how we can prioritize events based on this information. I'm going to start with a personal story, then I'm going to give you a quick way to give a value to your time, and then also go through some examples of how this can help us identify unexpected events, and then also how this can help us compare two events based on the value that we have given our time. So about 2 weeks ago, I got a mail from my electrical company, and they stated that they were going to shut off the electricity on Sunday from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning. So I saw it and I said, well, I start working at 7 a.m., so it shouldn't affect me. And at 10 p.m., when they turn off the light, then I'll just be playing with my son or doing something else. So that Sunday night, when they were going to cut off the electricity, I forgot about the cutoff and I started making my vegetable shakes. Basically, I make some vegetable and fruit shakes. So that's what I eat in the morning all the time. And I do this Sunday night. I make about 7 servings, so one for each of the days. This way I don't have to make one shake every day, and it makes it more efficient because I can just store them in the refrigerator. I started doing this at 9 p.m. and at 9:40 p.m. my wife reminded me that the electricity was going to go out. So I started quickly chopping off some vegetables and fruit, and I was able to make one shake. And then I started to make another shake, but the electricity got cut off. Then I started to put everything in the refrigerator, all the vegetables and fruit that I had cut off for the shakes, which I didn't use, so I could use them the next day. And I started playing with my sons and taking care of the baby along with my wife. And I also noticed that my computer was on, and since the power outage was gonna end at 6 a.m. in the morning, I said, what the heck, I'll just turn it back on in the morning. However, in the morning when I woke up at 6 a.m., I got a message from the electrical company stating that they were not going to have electricity on until about 12 in the afternoon. And I quickly went to the computer, to my laptop, and yeah, it was turned off. There was no power. So I was not able to work for about 5 hours. So I did some exercise and I also played a little bit with my son, but I still lost that 5 hours of productivity. And at 12 in the afternoon, when the electricity came back on, I started working on the stuff that I was supposed to be working in the morning that I couldn't work on because there was no electricity. Many of you might be asking yourself, how is this related to how to determine the value of my time? Well, first, in order to determine how much time we lose on a particular event or how much time we could have lost on a particular event, then it is really beneficial if we know how much our time is worth. So how do I determine how much my time is worth? Well, one of the easiest ways to determine how much your time is worth is how much you get paid at work. So for example, if you get paid $20 at work per hour, then your time is worth $20 per hour. That's a really easy and quick way to determine how much your time is worth. And I understand that you're not working 24 hours of the day, so you might want to decrease that amount. But just to make it quick and not bother about too many mathematics, then we should just say $20. So what happens if I don't have a job? What happens if I just lost my job? Well, the quickest way to value your time is just put the same dollar amount that you used to get paid. So for example, you used to get paid $20 a hour, then your time is worth $20 an hour. So what happens if I haven't worked for a long time, or I'm a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad? So if you're a stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home mom, then you just determine the value of your time based on what you do. For example, how much do babysitters get paid? Or how much do cooks get paid? Like really good cooks, they'll get paid more than $25. Babysitters might get paid $15 to $20 or a little bit less. So you might want to maybe use the value of $15 or $20. Whatever value you will think that you're worth, just have that value. It is not as important to give yourself a 100% accurate value to your time. The important thing here is to give yourself a value so that you could multiply it times the number of hours that you lose or you gain based on an activity or something that happened, so you can understand how much money you will lose or how much money you will gain for doing or not doing that activity. So let's go through some examples. And I'm going to use the $20 an hour value to my time, like stated before. So let's say that I have a car that I used to go to and from work, that I use it every day, and I start noticing a weird noise on the car, but I haven't taken it to maintenance. Or let's say that I have a car and I know that the tire is good, or maybe it's not that good, and I know that I don't have a spare tire in my car. So let's say that I'm going to work and on the way there, my car breaks down or one of my tires gets flat. So how much time would I lose? So let's say for a flat tire, you will lose like about 4 to 5 hours. This is an estimate because you have to call somebody, go get a tire and put it back on. And for a breakdown on your car, most likely you'll lose like 8 hours. So if you get a flat tire and you don't have a spare, you lose 4 times 20. You lost $80 for that event. And then if you're for the maintenance, if your car breaks down because you didn't do maintenance, then you will lose 8 times 2, you will lose $160. So with that information, you would ask yourself, would it hurt me if I lost $80? Like if you have money in your wallet or your purse, if you lost $80 or $160, would it hurt me to lose those dollars? The most likely answer is yes, right? You know that if you lose that money, it's going to hurt, right? So what do you do with that information? Then before you get a flat tire, you make sure that you have a spare on your car, and you make sure that you have everything that you need to put on the spare in case you get a flat tire. And for the maintenance, you make sure that you take the car to the local repair shop to just make sure that the car is running correctly before it breaks down on the freeway, and that way you don't lose the $160. As another example, when I lost 5 hours of productivity because I didn't have the electricity on, or because I didn't turn off the computer, because if I had turned off my computer, I would have still been able to use the laptop even though I didn't have internet. I would still be able to be productive on the laptop, but I didn't turn it off, thinking that the electricity was going to come back. But what happened? The electricity didn't come back on. So I lost 5 hours of productivity. So I lost about 5 times 20. I lost about $100. Some of you might be saying, well, you didn't lose $100 in reality. Well, actually, this time I did lose the $100 because I couldn't work. I couldn't log on to work because I didn't have the internet. So I did lose $100. How can this help me in other areas? You could also use this information to compare 2 different events or 2 different things. For example, going to school or not going to school. So if I go to school and I get paid more because of going to school, then most likely I'm not going to earn $20 an hour. I'm going to earn $25 an hour. So now I actually gain $5 an hour more for going to school. However, if I don't go to school and I just stay at home, just watching Netflix and not going to school, then I'm just going to keep the same wage that I have, $20 an hour. So in that sense, you could use the value of your time to compare 2 different events. And I understand that going to school does not guarantee you that you're going to get more pay. However, it is very likely that you're going to get more pay. So it's more beneficial to go to school in that scenario. And another way that this can help you is, for example, if you spend a lot of time browsing on the internet, looking at Facebook, let's say that you spend an average of 1 hour or 2 hours on Facebook, just looking at posts, just reading items, and just posting miscellaneous information. Let's say that you give yourself the time value of $20, then you're losing about $20 or $40 per day just because you're on Facebook. So you might want to use that time for something else that's more productive. For example, being with your kids, or being with your family, or talking with your grandma or grandpa or mom, or that relative that you haven't talked for a long time. Maybe it's worth more to do that than just being on Facebook or doing something that's not going to be really productive. Or the amount that you're going to spend, meaning the value of your time, is not worth just doing that activity. So now that you know how to estimate the value of your time, tell me in the comments how you're going to use this information to better compare two activities, or to better prepare for unexpected events, such as when your car breaks down, or you get a flat tire, or some other unexpected event in your life. If you like this content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please click like, because the more likes that this video has, the more people are going to see it based on YouTube's algorithm. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.